Wow, wow, wow. I just read the entire Walmart Tesla lawsuit, and I'll tell you, I'm a little scared. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through this because this is not just the story of some fires. I'm really disappointed in like the New York Times and the Wall Street Journal and all these other news organizations because they're just telling you there were fires, Walmart's suing over them, and that's it. But the devil is in the details, and it makes me really nervous about even saying that I invest in Tesla stock. And when I go through recording this video and posting this video, I might have to sell some Tesla stock because this is worse than I could have imagined. Let's get right into it because after all, this is news that makes you money. All right, let's start with the complaint or the lawsuit that Walmart put together. Now, keep in mind a few things. When somebody puts together a lawsuit, they're on a pedestal. The person writing the lawsuit is obviously going to put together the strongest possible case that they have in the initial lawsuit to really stick it to the other side and put the other side through a lot of work. So when we go through and kind of look at what Walmart says, we have to keep in mind, Walmart is alleging this and Tesla's going to have a defense to this eventually. However, I did also research a preemptive defense. That is, Tesla wrote a letter before this lawsuit was filed, kind of summarizing everything that's been going on. And I'll tell you, I was not impressed with what Tesla said. If anything, it just made me more concerned about Tesla and the way the company operates. So let's start with a little bit of background here. In 2010, Walmart and SolarCity came to an agreement to install 248 solar panel systems on 248 different Walmart locations. Just a little bit of background, SolarCity was not just bought and merged with Tesla in 2016, but SolarCity was actually founded by Elon Musk's cousins. So just for clarity, Elon Musk founded Tesla and his cousins founded SolarCity. And when SolarCity was struggling in 2016, Tesla and SolarCity merged, and all of sort of the struggles of SolarCity got bought out. Now, initially I thought, okay, well maybe this lawsuit is just sort of a lingering effect of having bought out a struggling company. I mean, the Wall Street Journal in 2016 now famously, was quoted to say, Tesla latching on to SolarCity is the equivalent of a shipwrecked man clinging on to a piece of driftwood, grabbing on to another man without one. AKA, SolarCity was doing so poorly that it was basically as if somebody who was shipwrecked, AKA Tesla, was trying to grab onto somebody else who was also shipwrecked, but they didn't even have a floaty. And they're both about to go under. Now, while that quote is a little bit of a jab and it's kind of just like humorous, it is a popular quote now, though. It's not something that I can say defines this entire lawsuit. My expectation is, hey, look, if you're going to acquire a struggling company, yeah, there are going to be hurdles to solve the problems of the company you acquired. But not this. The way it's being handled, scary. But before we talk about some of the actual issues, let's just quickly give you a summary of what's been happening. In 2012, there was a fire at a Long Beach Walmart. In 2016, there was a fire at a Milpitas Walmart. In 2017, there was a fire at a Lakeside, California Walmart. In 2018, on March 7th, there was a fire at a Beaver Creek Walmart. Just 2 weeks later, on May 21st, 2018, there was another fire in Denton, Maryland. And on May 29th, 2018, another fire broke out in Indio, California, which is close to California's Coachella. Allegedly, every single one of those fires was related to Tesla's solar panels, which usually solar panels don't catch fire. They're supposed to be a maintenance-free system. So this is a little bit odd. And as a result, Walmart says, you know what? Out of precaution here, let's go ahead and agree to shut down all of the 248 solar systems. We can't have another fire. Well, allegedly, after the systems were shut down in the summer of 2018, a ground fault alert goes out to Tesla. Tesla apparently doesn't notice it, does nothing, and a couple months later, in November of 2018, another fire starts on a solar panel system that Tesla installed on a Walmart, despite the system being off. At this point, Walmart is understandably pissed. And keep in mind, dealing with solar panels isn't Walmart's #1 business, right? Walmart is trying to sell consumers goods. And the last thing Walmart wants is people thinking that Walmarts have a reputation for catching on fire for some reason. On the other hand, Tesla is in the business of doing solar panels, so this should be top priority for them. And I'm gonna get to Tesla's responses because they make me nervous. So since these issues started happening, Walmart allegedly tries to do everything in their power to work with Tesla to resolve these issues. They even go as far as hiring their own independent consultants, spending allegedly, again, hundreds of thousands of dollars on consultants to determine what the heck is going wrong with these panels, why are these fires happening, and what is it gonna take for us to get up to speed again? Because honestly, nobody wants legal battles. Nobody wants problems. In fact, as a landlord, which y'all know I'm a big fanatic for real estate investing, I don't want to deal with tenant problems. Sometimes I deal with tenant problems and I'm like, I wish I had a property manager, which is what I recommend most people do in the real estate investing course link below, because it's like, there's, it's frustrating to deal with problems. So as a business owner and a landlord, I get it. Nobody wants to deal with problems, but that comes with business. And I would also argue that Walmart understandably wants these systems off and probably disconnected to prevent any other fires, at least until Tesla can adequately assure Walmart that everything's working again, but just wait for Tesla's response. Now, at this point, Tesla decides to independently do 30 inspections or audits of their own solar panel systems at 30 choice locations. Now, for some reason in the complaint, Walmart only talks about 29, which the Tesla attorney's like, why'd you only talk about 29? But I honestly don't think it really matters that one different one. What we're about to see should be enough of a standard regarding Tesla's quality for us all to be concerned. And it's not like, we've ever had any experience of Tesla quality issues before. This whole solar panel fire thing makes it seem like Tesla has quality issues. I drive a Tesla, there are no quality issues here. Anyway, on around August 11th, 2019, Walmart gets or reviews the last of these sort of 29 reports that are put together by Tesla inspectors. And the findings of those reports, let's just go ahead and put it up here. Here are the findings. Of the 29 inspected, Tesla themselves said that 28 out of 29 had improper wire management. This could be like wires hanging on the floor or wires being next to abrasive metal that if there were wind or water that flooded them up or something, these wires could scratch on the metal, and anytime you have abrasion in wires, you risk them arcing and causing fires. 28 out of 29 had that problem. 29 had the wrong as-built building plans, which an as-built building plan is basically the last building plan you have. So you create building plans, then you get those approved, you go do the project, and then you're supposed to update the building plans to say, okay, like we did the project, but we actually did it a little bit differently because it was more efficient to do it differently or for whatever reason. And so the updated plans are supposed to tell you exactly where like the disconnects are in case of a fire or how to service the system or whatever. Well, according to these 29, the set of 29 here, all of the 29 had inaccurate building plans. That's terrible. 25 out of 29 had broken solar panel modules, and more than half of the 29 had faulty connections, which now if you're not super familiar with loose connections in electrical, let me just show you really quick. Loose connections in electrical are really bad because the looser the connection, the more resistance there is, which means the hotter things get. It's kind of like when you pull two wires apart, you start seeing an arc build. Arcs are really, really hot. The electricity's trying to flow, but it has so much resistance, whether that's air or corrosion or loose connections, that things start melting and things get bad and hot really fast. And that's oftentimes how fires start. In fact, newer building codes now in houses, at least in California, require something called an arc fault circuit breaker, which is kind of like those little outlets you have in bathrooms where like if your hairdryer cable falls in the sink while you're using it, it's supposed to trip and save your life, so save you from getting electrocuted. Well, arc fault breakers, they sense this kind of arcing and they shut the power off. Just to clarify, the little ground protectors prevent you from getting shocked, although they can also prevent fires. Arc fault protectors are specifically designed to prevent arcing, like that sparky stuff you see in the video here. and fires. Codes like that oftentimes aren't required for solar systems, and so when things arc, they just arc until they melt and cause fires. And so when we see Walmart go on the rooftops with solar engineers from Tesla, Walmart also complains that the Tesla engineers seemed clueless, and they were even walking on the solar panels, which I think anybody should realize a thin glass solar panel should probably not be walked on. But anyway, in the actual lawsuit, here is a photo of what I'm going to call the Tesla boot. And I think somebody's about to get kicked in the ass with this Tesla boot for causing fires. But this is just straight up stupid. And who knows? Maybe this was a mysterious Walmart boot. Or maybe the Tesla employee bought the boot at Walmart. I don't know. But somebody had a boot on a solar panel, and it sounds stupid. Also, Walmart goes on to say that the Tesla employees themselves complained about not being properly trained, and one of them even remarked that, yeah, we use plumbing tools to tighten some of these connections because oftentimes we don't have the proper metal electrical tools, which AKA means more loose connections. In fact, when you do inspections on solar systems, you can oftentimes use what are known as thermal imaging cameras. You could put these on a drone, but Walmart complains that it's hard to see if there's an actual defect on a drone flying really high up, and Tesla misses a bunch of defects. But instead, Walmart would just kind of walk around the arrays with little heat guns, or sometimes even without a heat gun at all, and they'd see hot spots, or they'd see discoloration, which is a sign of a hot spot without a thermal gun. And then they went on to say that sometimes when Tesla engineers did go on the roofs, they would just take thermal imaging pictures from the corner of the roof. Like they wouldn't even walk around to all the panels. Now, just for giggles, I'm gonna show off this FLIR iPhone adapter here. This was like $299. I'll put a link in the description below, but I've had this and it's been really cool. I found some really interesting builder mistakes, like this missing a window. So thermal imaging is really, it can be inexpensive and it can be pretty easy to use. So the fact that Tesla employees didn't all have at least this, and they didn't take the time to walk around, and again, this is just Walmart alleging this, is a little bit shocking to me. Let me show you what this looks like on my electrical panel, and what you're gonna look for is any kind of hot spot, or an area where something's hotter than another area. Now, keep in mind, when you see these hotter areas, these brighter orange areas, that's because there's more heat or more energy flowing through those circuits. Not all of the circuits are used as much as other circuits, so you get this temperature differential. But on solar panels, the entire panel should operate at a similar temperature, and if certain areas are way higher than others, that's a sign that something's broken. Maybe something was installed inappropriately or poor quality material was used. That is how fires happen. Okay, now this is where things I think start getting a little bit more frustrating than they already are for Walmart. Walmart, it sounds like, has been investing a lot of money to try to make all of this work and try to make a non-issue out of this. In fact, this is the first time I've even heard about this story. If Walmart wanted to be malicious, they could have made a bunch of YouTube videos complaining about how terrible Tesla is and how bad everything's going, but they didn't do that. I mean, it seems like they legitimately wanted to try to make this work, which is good. Well, apparently, when Walmart got these reports, Walmart checked the quality of the reports and found that the reports, even as detailed and as bad as they were that I just read off, still missed massive violations. And this is probably the worst part, because this is all recent Tesla stuff, recent Tesla employees doing these reports and doing these inspections and repairs from 2018 and 2019. Walmart says that not only were things missed during the inspection, which, you know, can happen, but the repairs that Tesla did, when Tesla said they replaced all the faulty connectors or mismatched connectors to prevent loose connections and the risk of fire, Walmart says, and again, allegedly, many connectors remained under-torqued and some could be unscrewed with one's bare hands. But let's just FYI here, okay? You should never be able to unscrew anything electrical with your bare hands. I mean, this gets so evolved that Walmart even goes onto a roof with some of the Tesla employees, and the Tesla employee forgot to cover what's known as a combiner box, which houses a bunch of electricals and sensitive equipment that, if it were to get wet, would rust and create the potential for fires. So understandably, Walmart's really pissed here. But what really upsets me and concerns me about Tesla as a company is their response from their attorney. And look, I get, maybe the attorney's just a douche. Look, this might just be me, but if one of my real estate clients is upset, I will go to the end of the earth to make sure that they are happy. For example, in my course, I have never had an unsatisfied person in the course. Everybody gets in and they're like, Kevin, you way underpriced this course. The same is true for real estate sales. And when I look at Tesla, I'd be thinking to myself, oh my gosh, if this lawsuit goes public and Walmart is pissed, that's gonna be really bad for our solar business. I would venture to say, Walmart, will you give us a chance to uninstall all of the systems and we will reinstall one of them. We'll pay to have it certified by all of your consultants. And if you like what you see, we will reinstall everything on all of the other systems. And then can we call this a wonderful success story that everything is perfect and, you know, knock on wood to no more fires. I don't know, that's me, because to me, that would be a massive badge of honor for Tesla doing the right thing and having panels that work and don't catch fire. I mean, panels catching fire, honestly, like, solar panels shouldn't catch fire, right? Like, this is weird. If I haven't made that clear enough, it is weird. Solar panels should not catch fire. Anyway, on June 29th, Tesla wrote a letter sort of summarizing all the issues going on, and the attorney representing Tesla kind of ends the letter by saying, you know, it looks like we're gonna be going into litigation here. So it's like almost 3 weeks before Walmart sued, Tesla's like throwing in the towel going, I guess we're going to court. I'm like, no, avoid litigation at all costs. This is dumb. Like, I've been there, I get it, it's terrible. Even if you win, you lose, it sucks. Anyway, one of their complaints is, well, why do we have to turn off all 244 other solar panel systems just because 4 of them had fires? And I'm like, huh? You idiot! All of them have the same underlying problems. Like, if there were 248 Tesla cars in the city of Ventura and 4 of them caught fire because of faulty connections and bad workmanship or bad material, and 60, or let's just say 29 of the other ones were inspected and found to have similar problems, you think I'd be getting in a Tesla car? I want all of those things off. Like, this is the dumbest argument I've seen from an attorney. Like, whoa, that complaint should piss Walmart off. Tesla then goes on to say, and they give this long iteration of how much work Tesla has done and how much they've tried to help Walmart, and Walmart's been slow and Walmart's been dragging their feet. But remember, this isn't Walmart's #1 business. Tesla, just make it right, just solve it. If Tesla, if Elon Musk, if you just picked up the phone right now and called the CEO of Walmart and said, dude, let me make it right. We're gonna uninstall everything within the next 2 weeks and give us a chance to reinstall one of the systems and make this right. Do you think they would say no? Like, this whole lawsuit would just pause. Like, do the right thing. This is the perfect time, Tesla, to do the right thing. Anyway, Tesla just goes on and on about how it's unreasonable that Walmart's dragging their feet and they're coming up with all these extra demands and this isn't fair to Tesla. Like, woe is me, Tesla. And I'm like, bro, Tesla, this is your problem here, okay? And then the Tesla attorney goes on to cite 10 articles where there have been other random fires at Walmarts, like this one where there were some, cardboard caught fire. And like, I'm at a loss for words because it's like, are you serious? Are you like one of those people that's like, look, shiny toy over here, come look over here, there have been other problems. It's like, no, like, take ownership of your dumb freaking problem. Oh, God. Like, I have not been so frustrated reading a response letter from an attorney ever, like ever. Usually I look at stuff like this and I'm like, I can see 2 sides here. I don't know, I'm just not seeing it right now. So honestly, I think this is a disaster and I'm nervous holding $75,000 worth of Tesla stock right now. Part of me thinks I just want to dump it and invest into companies that I believe in that don't do this kind of crap. A week ago, I pitched on the worst day that we've had in 2019. I bought Target stock that day the Dow dropped 800 points, and I posted on my Instagram. I'm like, go buy Target stock. I'm putting money into it. And today they're up like 13.5% on earnings. Now, I'm not trying to say that because, you know, that happened. I'm some kind of stock god or whatever, but I try to pay attention to this stuff. And honestly, I'm just like disgusted by this. And look, there's going to be a Tesla response. This is the start of a 2-year legal battle, but quite frankly, Tesla would be really smart to take this PR nightmare, turn it around, do the right thing, get rid of those crappy installed panels from your cousins, Elon, reinstall one of the systems for Walmart for free. Let them have all the power for free too. Let them try it for a year and fix your frickin' brand, because this is bad.